Welcome to Fit for Life with Karen. That's me, Karen McKenzie. I have something a little bit different for you today. We're going to do something with each of the basic fitness components. So, what I wanted to say first, and we'll say it quickly because I know you just can't wait to exercise, there is life after retirement. So, most of you know that already. There's more time for you and for self-care, which maybe you didn't have time for when you were working. Also, you'll be able to have strength to enjoy life if you do your strength training and some of the other things that we do too. Find someone to exercise with, and I think that will prompt you to exercise. And because you don't want to let them down, because if she doesn't go, then you might not want to go, and then vice versa. Make strength training your number one priority. They're all important, all of the basic fitness components. Also, you want to delay your time of disability. There is going to come a time when we will get a little weaker, a little more tired, so we want to delay that time or get rid of it altogether. So just keep that in mind. That's really important. So it gives you hope that if you stay healthy as long as you can, you're going to feel good. You want to enjoy life. If you're retired and you have no strength or energy, it's not going to be any fun. So take this time to exercise and just get yourself a little bit stronger and a little more confident also about yourself. You want to avoid sarcopenia, and that is a lessening or a wasting of the muscle from not using it. And we have 600 muscles or more, and we want to make sure they stay strong, and you can't stay strong by sitting all day. And there are lots of things we can do, as you'll see as we go along on this show today. We're going to concentrate on the three basic fitness components, which are strength, flexibility, and cardiovascular, and I will explain that as we go along. The other three are proper nutrition, so we're not going to eat on the show. We only have half an hour, but I think most of you know what good nutrition is. We're going to do some stress management also. So we're just going to do a little bit of everything today. So let's begin. Let's begin with strength training. Do you have your weights nearby? You should always have them at the ready with your water, which is very important. So we're just going to give you a little taste of the 6 basic fitness components. I'm going to say 5 because we don't do nutrition today. So let's take those weights. We're going to do 4 strength training exercises. You're going to bring your elbows in, and we're just going to bring up, and this is called a bicep curl. And it does involve a lot of other muscles, but mostly the biceps. We're concentrating on the biceps, and as you know, we do at least 8 repetitions. So we've done 3, but the first movement should be fast, and then at least 4 seconds on the return. So let's breathe out on exertion and slowly down. And we'll say this is number 6, breathing out and slowly down. And number 7, up to the shoulders. You don't have to hit your shoulders. Slowly down. And here comes number 8, up quickly and down slowly. Now if you want to do 10, go right ahead. Let's try it. I'll try it with you. Up. You want to challenge yourself now and then. And we'll do it one more time. Up and slowly down. And that was for the biceps, which, as you know by now, are right here. Now we're going to work on the triceps. So let's come forward in the chair. Take your time. Don't fall off. Let your arms straighten out. I'd like you to come forward a little bit, but not rounding over. Keep your back straight, so you'll be all in one piece. Let's bring those weights out just a little bit, and you're going to breathe out as you lift that weight to the back, and slowly down. This is a toughie. Breathing out, and slowly down. Number 3, bring those weights up with a straight arm, and slowly down. Try to maintain your posture if you can. And 4. Good. And you're tightening your abdomen. You don't even know you're doing it sometimes. We'll say this is 5. Slowly down. And 6. slow, at least 4 seconds, 7 and 8. Great. So that's for the triceps. As I said, we're going to do just some basics today. We're not going to do 4, 6, or 8, or I should say 6, 8, or 10 like we normally do. The next one will be flies. They're called flies, and it's for your upper back, your shoulders. We've done it before. So let's kind of bring the weights together. Breathe out as you open, out to the side, and slowly back. Try it again. I like this one. It's fairly comfortable, and I can feel that abdomen tightening while we're doing it. Let's try it again. And slowly back. Oh, I'm going to be strong today. I've already had a class. Breathing out. And let's try one more. Good. And slowly back. There are many exercises for your upper back and your shoulders, but that's just one, and it's a good one, and I think it's a pretty good feeling one too. Let's just drop the chin down to relax the neck. We tend to tense our neck and our upper back and our shoulders when we exercise, especially with strength training, and we'll bring the head back up. So I'm going to put my weights down now, and the next basic fitness component is flexibility. What should we do for flexibility? Let's just bring those arms up. You can hold on or not, either way you want to do it, and very gently push back. So we're stretching. Oh, that feels good. And 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. We're opening up the chest area, and this will flatten out your back a little bit too. Now, while we're up here, let's grab that wrist and very gently pull up as far as you can go. Wonderful stretch for the torso, all the way down your side, for your arms, everything. Hold that stretch for at least 10 or 15 seconds. 20 is better. And we're doing just a few today, so we can afford to take a little time. Grab the other wrist and just pull up. Do your natural breathing. Don't hold your breath. Some people do. They stretch up and then they hold their breath and they just stay there, and that's not good. You could probably get your heart rate up doing that, but you don't want to get it up too far. You want to be comfortable. All right, we're going to just bring those arms down. So we're stretching. Right now we're stretching the upper body. Let's just grab those elbows. You've done this one before. Just breathe out as you pull across. Good. I think this one feels good, and it looks nice too. Breathing out. Great. Again, to the other side. Good. Pulling across. So this is kind of an easy one. I think it is anyway. And then to the other side. Let's do one more set. Do as many as you want, really. Pulling across, not holding your breath. And then once more to the other side. Wonderful. All right, let's stretch our spine, and we do these in almost every class. So I'm going to have you come forward in your chairs if you're not already there. So we're just going to flex the spine by just dropping forward. So you can round your back on this one. Grab your ankles if you want. All right, good. Let's flatten that back out while we're down here, though. If you can do that, it would be great. And then just let go and come as far forward as you can. You can keep your head up so you don't get dizzy. So the spine can flex. Now we've already done spinal extension when we were doing this type of exercise. So we're going to pull that arm right up. So we got that done. All right. Now we're going to stretch the lower body just a little bit. So I'm going to sit back, lift that leg up, and just pull it in from underneath. Or if you have a pretty good knee, no problems there, you can pull that right in. This is a wonderful stretch too for the lower back. Good. Pull it in. You can drop your head right down. Good. Now let's bring the head up and look up at the ceiling. Push your chin right up toward that ceiling. Push it up, push it up. Good. We'll stretch the neck area here. We'll put the leg down, but we have to do both sides. We have two legs, so we can do this. I find this the most comfortable. So you're going to just pull that right in as close to your body as you can get it. Let's do it with the breath. So we're going to breathe up through the nose and exhale. And as you exhale, you'll be able to come in just a little bit more. Okay, now if you were lying down somewhere on the floor or in bed, you'd be able to do two knees together. Most of us, I think, could do that. Let's do two more spinals though. So we're going to take this hand, cross it over to the outside. You've done this before, and you're just going to keep turning actually. Pull that chin in, feel a nice stretch there in your spine and your waist and your hips, your midriff, your shoulders, your back. And then we'll go to the other side. Let's take a breath first up and then turn to the other side. Just pull yourself around. You can pull against your leg and just try to twist to a point where you're still fairly comfortable, but you know you're doing something for yourself. So this is a really good one. And the spine can move in one more direction, and that's bending. Your spine can bend. So we'll take this hand, cross it over. Let's breathe up as we bring the arm up. Good. And when you exhale, you can bend to the side. Don't let this happen. You want a nice, long, straight arm reaching up the whole time. Love this stretch. It's very effective. It feels good. You know you're doing something good for yourself. Beautiful. Now all you're going to do is just switch. Let's breathe up as we bring the arm up. And exhale as you bend to the side. Keep exhaling and then just resume your natural breathing. So over and over. Oh, this is a good one. And then we'll come back. Let's do one more for the spine. And this is a yoga move. And you've done it with me many times. Hands right on your knees here. You're going to breathe up as you lift your head up. Bring your shoulders down. Kind of arch the back a tiny bit if you can, if that's comfortable. When you breathe out, you'll be doing the opposite. You're going to drop your chin down, lift your shoulders, tighten that abdomen a little bit. You can round your back here because we're stretching that spine. Let's try it again. Breathing up through the nose as you come up. Lift your head first, shoulders come down. Flex that back just a little bit and look up at the ceiling. All right. And now just clasp those hands together. I'm going to give you a real easy one for the upper body. And you're going to turn and push out. Push those arms out. Don't come forward. It's just the arms that are moving. This is a great stretch for your upper back and your shoulders. Wonderful. Now, the third, I think, maybe not the most important, but it is important. It's for cardiovascular health and fitness. That's your heart and lungs. You need to stress them a little bit. You need to breathe deeply now and then through walking and running in place and dancing and anything else that you can do to get that heart rate up a little bit. It's wise to try to take a walk as many days of the week, if not every day. Walk as much as you can. It's really, really important. So we're going to come forward in the chair. Again, this is the third basic fitness component. It's called cardiovascular or aerobic, which means to be using more oxygen. So make sure when you get up that you're not holding on, because we don't do that anymore, right? And you're just going to stand up. All right. I'm going to come right here. I'm going to move the chair back just a little bit. And I'm going to give you some very simple things to do. Let's just start moving, just slowly, just to get moving, get that blood flowing a little bit. So you could call this aerobics without music, which is kind of odd, but today we're just doing kind of a review, just so you'll know what's available to you. You might find one thing you like better than the other, but remember strength training, please. If you could do that and just walking, that would be good. As long as you're moving. Remember, it's the joy of movement. All right, we're going to lift the knee up now and just up, bring those arms up, just to get the heart rate up. It's not going to be a lot, but it's going to be good for you because you're not going to be sitting. Bring that knee up, bring it up, bring it up. Good. Wonderful. Now I'd like you to reach across. So we're stretching and doing a little cardio together. Reaching across, across. Okay. 4 and 5, 6, 7 and 8. Let's kick out. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Now something very easy to do is to just march in place. Just doing something like that is better than doing nothing. Just marching. If your balance is poor, you can even hold on to a chair, but hopefully we'll strengthen those legs and you'll have better balance too. So this is called cardiovascular. It's a gentle cardiovascular. We're not really killing ourselves here, are we? But I'd like you to test yourselves. So what I do sometimes in place of aerobics is just have you kind of run it. I call it running in place. So we're not doing anything too vigorous. If you can, that's fine. I'd like you to try to do it for about 30 seconds. I'm going to count to myself, so I'll tell you when to stop. But let's see if we can't run in place. I'll tell you when to start. For 30 seconds, that's not too bad. We should be able to do that. So again, I'm going to be counting to myself, so let's go together. Having fun? All right, that's about 30 seconds. Are you breathing heavily? Is it just so easy you don't even want to bother with it? But remember what I said, almost any movement is better than no movement at all. Then try it for a minute and do this yourself, because I don't have a clock to look at the seconds right here. So we're going to try this from just for about a minute. I do this in some of my classes. People seem to enjoy it, but it kind of gives you an idea of what your fitness level is too. So we're going to run in place now, or march. If you can't do the running, I'm sure you could march in place, or you could just kick in place too. All right, so here we go now. We're going to do this for a minute. I'm going to be counting to myself, and just see how you feel afterwards. Hopefully you won't be out of breath, but you will feel something. So here we go. 1. Good. Well, that's about 30 seconds, and we're going to keep going another 30. Let's see what happens. Wow. That's about a minute. So just pay attention to how you feel. Let's cool down just a little bit. Oh, I know what we have to do next. And I know you remember that we need strong legs to do this. That's why I think strength might be the most important one. And we do need all of them. So if you want to sit down for a minute, that's okay. I'm going to have a little water, and I hope you always have your water with you. And we'll have a sip together. Are you drinking enough water? What is enough water? Well, don't wait until you're thirsty to drink, because by then you could be non-hydrating. I'm trying to think of a perfect term for that, and I can't, but I will, and I'll get back to you on that. So this is hydration. As we age, the thirst mechanism doesn't work as well. So you're not going to know when you need water. And you don't want to get dizzy and fall. This also contributes to falling. And dehydration, they're just going to give you fluids and send you home. So hopefully you'll avoid that. That won't happen to you. All right, now a little balance work. I'm going to turn my chair first. You can stay where you are. You can get behind your chair if you like, or you can hold on like this. We want to strengthen the lower leg for balance, don't we? So I'm going to give you something so easy. You've done it 100 times, but it works. But you have to do it. And what are we going to do? We're just going to lift those knees. Good. I'm sorry, heels. And 3. Do about 10 of them. 4, good. And 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Not too bad, right? Let's bend those knees. So you're going to be stretching your calves a little when you do this too. Yeah. We'll bring those legs back up again. Now I want you to shake your legs out just to relax for a few seconds here. And I want you to stand on one leg this time. And I want it to be your weaker leg. I'd like to try to make your balance more even rather than a stronger leg and a weaker leg. So we're going to try to balance the balance. So let's stand on that weaker leg. Mine is my left. Just lift that leg up or get it out of the way somewhere. Nice and tall now. And let's do a heel lift on the weaker side or the weaker leg. 1, you're going to feel it more. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and do 10 if you can. All right, now we're going to put the other leg down. I'd like you to shake out that leg you were just standing on. Just shake it. Point to the back. Ball of the foot comes down, and then your heel. And remember what I said, you're going to push yourself up. You've done this before many times, so we want to really give that calf a good stretch. Wonderful. I'm going to give you one more that I think you're going to like. Now, this is to strengthen your leg for better balance. So we're going to bend both knees, and then just lift the heels up. And just stay down there for a few seconds. Good. Now come up straight, put your heels down. We're going to bend the knees, lift the heels up, straighten yourself, and then come down. Let's do it again. Bend, lift, straighten, heels down, bend. Yes, straighten, heels down, bend, lift the heels up. Let's do another one. And try to do 10 of those too. Great. Now we're just going to shake those legs out. All right, I'm going to turn my chair back to where it was. Good. Now let's see how your balance is. Let's just lift one heel up, lift the other, just to get those legs moving a little bit. All right. Now I'd like you to it's called the stork. All you do is lift your leg up and try to stay there for a few seconds, right? Put the other foot down. Try to do 2 seconds even. 1, 2. Good. And make sure when you do this, you have a tie shoe, just to be on the safe side. I mean, you're not always going to be wearing a tie shoe, but you do want to do it. It just gives a good platform for the foot. So let's lift that. Just lift the heel up so both feet are still down. Try to do 2. 1, 2. The other side. 1, 2. And then try to do 3. And then 4. And then try to get up to, well, at least 10 if you can. We need to be able to balance about 15 seconds, which I think is a lot. But even if you could reach 8 or 10, and you have to challenge yourself, just try to remember to do it every day if possible, every other day even. But whenever you remember it, just kind of test yourself when you're at home and lift up, and just try to stay there. And it will work out. You just have to practice a little bit. So also, let's try this. Hands on your hips. And just step forward and do a little bit of a lunge. And then come back. Let's do the other side. Lunge. And go back. Lunge. You see how long you can stay there. Maybe a little bit longer this time, right? And then we'll come back. And then the other side. Oh, it feels so good. Especially when you can do it and stay upright and not jiggle around too much. And once more on the other side. Good. And that's great for balance. Let's open our feet, and this would be second position, wouldn't it? This is our second ballet position, and we do a lot of standing from here. So let's bend those knees a little bit. And of course, it's easy. I think it's easy for you. If it's not, stand behind your chair and hold on. Good. But lift your toes up and stay here. Can you do that? Foot flat on the floor, both feet flat. Now lift the toes on this side. Both feet are flat as you slide over to the other side. Good. Good. So this is balance. The balance component, very important for us to avoid falls. Lift those toes up. Keep the knees bent. And then to the other side. Now, for the last thing, no, I think we're going to do this instead. I'm changing my mind. Let's put one foot in front. Either side, it doesn't matter. Just lift it up and put it in back. Lift it up and put it in front. Lift it up. You can do it quickly as long as you, I don't want you to fall down. So it's up and back, up and front, up and back, up and front, okay? Bend those knees just to relax a little bit. Put the other foot in front. This is kind of a ballet move called passe, which means to pass from front to back, side to side, up and back, up and front, up and back, up and front. So we did side to side, now we're doing front to back. Okay, good. Let's try this one. Put one foot in front of the other, so that would be this heel to the opposite toe. One foot in front of the other. I'm going to move closer to the chair and just see if you can balance there. I don't even know if we've tried this one together before. Let's try the other side. Heel to toe. I'm going to start using this one. This is a good one. And just see if you can balance. What do you think? Yeah, I think you can do this. Just relax. Come forward. Now, after nutrition and all the components that I've given you today, the last one is called stress management. For overall health, you need to do something about that stress. You want to ameliorate it, is a good word. So we're going to sit down and just do about a minute of meditation. Yoga is great also for relaxation, calming your mind. So let's take a breath together all the way up. Hold that breath and exhale. Exhale all the stress out. Let's stretch and relax all the muscles we've been working with. Drop that chin right down. Good. And then let's come back up. Just sit back, push your legs out. Flop those feet back and forth to loosen up the muscles in your lower body a little bit. Let's take another breath together. A yoga breath, a relaxation breath. Breathing up through the nose. Hold for 2 seconds and exhale out. Good. I've given you a lot of stuff today, but I just wanted you to get an overall picture of what we do in this class. I try to give you a little bit of many different forms of exercise, but we do have these 6 basics that we work with most of the time. I just try to make it a little more interesting. So thanks for joining me today. Do your exercise, whatever you can. Take a walk, do some strength training, stretching, take a class, join a gym, find a friend to exercise with. Thanks for joining us. Bye for now.